Let's look at one of my favorite development features of D365 Business Central 2023 Wave 1. Provide title and custom actions to error dialogs. So let me dive into the Visual Studio Code. So I have created one simple project to test user setup. So the requirement is I just wanted to check whether user setup is created for the current user. If not, we have to show error. So it can be done in multiple ways. So the simple way can be like you can just simply use user setup dot get of user ID. So if user setup has a record with user ID, then it is okay. If not, it will show an error. So let's see how it works in Business Central. So now, yeah, I have written it in non-open page of customer list. So directly the Business Central will open the customer list, and it will show the result. So right now I do not have any record in user setup, so I'm expecting an error. So here you can see that the user setup does not exist. Identification fields and values, user ID admin. So the page customers has to close. Okay, so as I said, as the record is not available, so it is showing error. So if we want to show a better error message, so we can also use if not user setup dot get, then error of. So yeah, we can create a label and we can use it, but directly I'm using some error like user setup does not exist for current user. So now if I install this one, then it will show the error whatever we have coded. So this is what we were doing till now. So yeah, this is expected error. So now in Business Central 2023 Wave 1, so Microsoft came up with new feature called provide title and custom actions to error dialogs. So here, we can see that we can add, some actions to the error messages with the method called add action. So for that, we have to provide a caption and we have to provide a code unit ID and a method name in that code unit ID. Okay, so let's check how it works. Now let's go back to the Visual Studio Code. So I will comment this line and then I will add begin end here. So what I want to do is, so I want to declare a variable called, let's say, MPA error info. So which is of type error info. So which is a new type available in Business Central 2023 Wave 1. So for that, we have to set runtime to 11.0, and we have to install the latest version of AL language. So which is 11.0 slash something. Okay. So once you enabled, then you can use the error info related actions, titles, and all that stuff. So now let's say I want to use MPA error info dot. You can see that these are the methods that are available. So first, I would like to add the data classification property for that. So my MPA error info dot data classification of. So as it contains, so generally this is like uh, if we are using any customer related data, then we can use customer content. And if we are using any user ID or email or phone related end user related information, then we can set the end user identification information. So as it is, user setup related to end user, so I just set end user identifiable information, and then MPA error info dot. So this time you can set error type. So what options we have for error type, or so we have like client and internal. So identifies if it is a client error, then we will specify client. So identifies an internal. The message specified will be sent to telemetry, and generic error will be displayed to the user. So yeah, I will be selecting the client. So next, so we can provide the verbosity. So specifies the severity level of the error. So again, if we see the verbosity option, so we have critical, error, normal, verbose, and warning. So for now, I will select error. And next, now we can provide the title for the error. So let's say I want to enter like the same user. Let me copy this one from here. So user setup does not exist. So I want to make it as a title. So then we can provide a message as well. So I want to provide like try below actions. Okay, so we will add at least one action for now. So how we can add the action means, so MPA error info dot add action. So as we have seen, so first we have to provide a caption for that action. So let's say I'm using add uh, current user. Okay, so this is the caption, and the second parameter should be a code unit. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use same code unit. So we can provide code unit of error info MPA. So I'm using the same code unit, and the last one, last parameter we have to provide is the function name. Okay, so let's create one function here, like the procedure, and it has to be let's say a global procedure. So add current user. So I just used it as the procedure name. And please remember, so we have to definitely use a parameter as uh, error info data type. So I'm going to use, let's say I'm passing MPA error info to this procedure. Okay. So after this, so my goal is to, whenever that action in that error is clicked, so the current user needs to be inserted in the user setup. So let's see the same condition. If not, user setup dot get. So it is not required, but just to be sure, I'm adding this one. Then begin end. So here I want to add user setup dot init, and then user setup dot user ID equal to the user ID. Okay, and then user setup dot insert. So let's see how it works. Okay, now we have to add this function name as a third parameter uh, in the add action function. Okay, so now it is showing some error. So let's see. Yeah, this has to be a uh, you know text data type. So I'm adding these single quotes. Now at the end we have to show error like error of MPA error info. So now let's see how it works. So I'm going to insert this, install this modification. So once it is installed, now as the record is not available in the user setup, so we should get the error. So now you can clearly see the difference. So whatever error we have provided in the title, so it was showing on top in bold and in bigger text. So whatever message we have provided, so it is showing below, try below actions. So here, as we have added only one action, so it is showing one action and just okay button. So now as per this code, so once we click on the add user setup, so it has to create a user setup record. So let me just click add current user, and then let's go to user setup and see if it has created or not. Yes. So now you can see that the user setup is created. Now if we go and open customer, so we should not get any error. Why? Because the user setup is available. So let me go and delete the user setup, and then let's see what other options we have here. Okay, so we can definitely add some more parameters here. So for example, MPA error dot, if you look at this, so we can add field number, we can add page number, record ID, system ID, table ID. So there are so many other methods that we can use. So for example, let me use the page ID. Okay, so let's say as we are showing this error from customer list. So let me select the customer list here. Okay, so once this add action is called, so inside this method or inside this function, we can use the MPA error info dot the page number and table number, field number. So whatever parameters we set, so we can use those parameters or fields methods inside this function as well. So for example, if error info dot page number equal to 22, then I want to, let's say, set up the email also while inserting the record. So let's say I want to add pmohana@abc.com, something else. So if the page number is not equal to 22, then I want to enter, let's say, phone number. Okay. Then phone number 123456789 something. Okay. So now if we install this modification, and whenever we click on the add current user, so it has to check the page number. So as we are passing page number customer list as 22, so if it matches this one, then it has to uh, update email with pmohana@abc.com. So let's see, now we got this error message. So once we click add current user, so let's go to user setup and check. See, now the email pmohana@abc.com also added to the user setup. So yeah, I really like this feature. So we can check uh, the MPA error info related information within this function, and we can do multiple actions as well. So I hope you will also like this feature. So please give it a try and provide your feedback to Microsoft. Thank you all.